Good evening. Hi, welcome to Randy's Wellness TV, another edition here on Toronto TV. I'm your host, Randy Rowett, and it's a pleasure to have you with us tonight. We're joined by two guests tonight. The first is Heather Wilgar. Heather is founder of Diet Delivery Canada, a wonderful organization which we're going to talk about, and also Simon Olszewski, and he's here representing Transform tonight. And we're going to speak to both of them about the wonderful products and company that they are. First, we'll talk to Heather. How are you tonight, Heather?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Nice to see you. And tell us a little bit about Diet Delivery Canada. What is Diet Delivery?
What we are is a meal delivery service based on the Zone diet. So we deliver up to 3 meals and 2 snacks a day. Everything comes in a vinyl insulated cooler bag and is all on your doorstep when you wake up in the morning. It's all your meals for the day taken care of for you in the proper caloric breakdown, which is 40% carbohydrate, low glycemic load carbs, so fruits and vegetables, 30% low-fat protein, and 30% dietary fat, so things like virgin olive oil and avocados and nuts.
That's great, and that's the Diet Delivery. That's based on the Zone diet.
That's right. That's what it is based on, and we take into account any kind of food allergies or dislikes. We can tailor the plan for clients. They can pick from up to 3 options for their breakfast, lunch, and dinner each day online. And I've actually just expanded the service where we offer anywhere from 2 meals a day to 3 meals and 3 snacks, because not everyone requires all the meals.
Great. Simon, tell us a little bit about Transform. It's becoming more well known out there. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. It's a Canadian-founded company. It was founded by 3 Canadians, 2 gold Olympic winners, Donovan Bailey and Mark McCoy.
Oh, everybody knows Donovan and Mark. They're great Canada success stories.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Very proud of them.
Yeah.
And the president of the company, Nikki Ballou, who runs the daily operations, and it's a company that's dedicated to full body training and workout for everybody, for kids, for adults, for men and women.
Yes. That's terrific, and we're going to talk to Heather here about you. I see you have some food in front of us here, right?
That's right. Actually, I brought a typical day of what you might, the sort of food that you might see on the plan, just to give people an idea of.
And it looks great, and I'm hungry. So before I ask you in specific what it is, can you tell us how did actually Diet Delivery get started?
Sure. I started the company about 3 years ago with my brother, because I was a competitive figure skater, and growing up. So diet and nutrition were always of importance to me. And when I stopped skating, I gained a little bit of weight. And my brother was a cyclist, a mountain biker, and he had come across the Zone diet in his training and was following it, and it's just a bit of a difficult one to stick to, having to weigh and measure the foods and get everything in the proper breakdown. So when a service came out in the United States, Jennifer Aniston was on it, and it was talked about on Entertainment Tonight. And she promoted that she had her food delivered to her each day. And I said to my mom at the time, if they had that service in Toronto, I would use it. And she said, why don't you start it yourself? So I did start it myself, and that's how we started.
And I can tell you that well-balanced meals, fantastic. Based on the 40-30-30, right?
That's right, and it's all about controlling your blood sugar and insulin levels so that there's you stay within a zone, and that's why it's called the zone. There aren't any ups or any downs throughout the day. And
I'm very familiar with that, being, as I've mentioned before on the show, I'm a diabetic and have to control my blood sugar on a regular basis. And that's really what you have to do.
That's right.
That's what it's about.
This plan was originally created back in 1982 by Dr. Barry Sears for diabetics, because he felt that food was a powerful enough drug to control blood sugar levels without having to rely on drugs. So for me, when we have diabetic patients on the plan, it's fantastic when they actually are weaned off insulin slowly as the food becomes more in control of their blood sugar and insulin levels.
Okay. Simon.
Yes.
Now, you're with Transform, and the interesting thing about this is the combination of nutrition and fitness, how it forms for wellness. You have to get both of them together in order to be healthy, right?
Absolutely.
So tell us, do you work for Transform?
I don't. I'm a client of Transform.
You're a client of Transform.
Yes.
Here's a brave guy. He comes to the show. He goes on and does the live show, and he's a client.
Yeah.
But you didn't buy the company.
I didn't buy the company. I just take advantage of their great services. Absolutely.
That's right. And why did you choose to work with this Transform program in terms of promoting it tonight?
Well, I was asked by Nikki Ballou, the president, to come on tonight and talk about exactly that, why I joined the program. My business partner and I, Chris Cumby, we decided to do a race in about 2 years from now, actually 2007 April. We're racing to the North Pole. So
the North Pole?
The North Pole. Are
you going in December on Christmas time?
No, we're not. We're going in April against about 8 or 9 other teams, Randy, and we needed a coaching system and a fitness system that would really put us in shape in the next 2 years. I met Nikki Ballou exactly at the time that we decided to go, so it was a perfect match. and he put me through one of the most exciting workouts I've ever had.
Wow, I'm going to ask you about that in a few minutes. But first, I can't resist any longer. I have to look at this food. So I want Heather to tell, well, you've got a few meals here, and I see you've got a variety of meals. So let's start with breakfast.
We do have a variety of meals. There's actually options that you can pick from online. So for breakfast every morning, you can pick from a cold breakfast, a baked breakfast, or an egg breakfast. But today I brought the West Coast Parfait, which is made up of yogurt and protein powder along with homemade granola.
So I'm going to hold that up for the camera a little bit.
Sure.
This is the parfait, and it's got granola.
Granola and seasonal fruit.
And I'm going to smell it.
Why don't you eat it?
It smells delicious.
You
yeah,
can go
smells
ahead
delicious.
and eat it, yeah.
That's great, yeah. I mean, I think after the show I'm going to get quite full. And what do we have for lunch here?
For lunch, I brought a cold lunch with me today. So it's a tuna salad with the pita pockets. So you can just send it out to the clients separately so that they can stick it all together for themselves.
Okay.
The afternoon snack will typically send out a zone bar.
The zone bar.
Which is just a fast and easy thing. You can keep it in your desk drawer at work, have it on the go so that you don't have that 4 p.m. energy slump. Just keeps you going straight through to dinner. And dinner, I brought beef kebabs on top of basmati rice. It's a basmati rice and vegetable concoction underneath. And then the evening snack, we have a mixture of either savory snacks or sweet snacks. And tonight I brought a sweet snack. It's one of our brand new items. It's
like a mousse.
It's actually coconut balls.
Coconut balls?
Yeah.
Wow. You know, my favorite thing, I had it on a cruise ship, was in sugar-free, but it was coconut ice cream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but coconut balls, that's
coconut
great.
Balls,
yeah.
that's right.
Now, the Zone Bar, I've often bought this, and there's somebody at home who's watching, and I know they love Zone Bars. So they're quite popular, too, and nice for an afternoon snack.
Absolutely.
Yes. You have a variety of selections, different selections every day.
Yes, we have. You can pick online from up to 3 options for all of your meals each day. But if you're a picky eater or a non-meat eater or somebody that just really doesn't want to eat peppers and asparagus, we can take an itemized dislikes list for people and tailor the meals around the things that they don't want to see them in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Simon, you've got a couple of things there related to the Transform program. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you show us? Let's see. You've got a book there.
Yeah, this is.
Can you hold that for the camera, please?
Yeah, sure. This is a book that was designed by Donovan Bailey and Mark McCoy, and it's an instructional booklet on how to actually follow the program.
Yep. There we go.
All the different exercises are included, and this booklet and the DVD with the instructions can actually be purchased on their website. With coaching and nutrition information. But the nice thing about this workout is that it's very quick. I mean, it's 3 or 4 pages long, and you zip through these exercises in a matter of about 20 minutes a day.
So is it designed to do it how many times a week?
It's designed to do it 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay.
For a professional athlete every day. Obviously, if you're training for a sport.
Right.
The nice thing about it is it's designed by the top of the world professionals. I mean, you're really going for it. So.
Wow. Well, I can tell you that as a wellness instructor, and I was doing a class earlier today, I do recommend that people really, really aggressively exercise 3 times a week. So I think that's important, based on their capabilities, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, and you've got a little CD there, I see?
Yeah,
and that's a program on disc.
This is a program on disc. This is the same book on disc, and you can also get this now on DVD, an instructional DVD.
Okay, and it says Personal Fitness and Wellness Program created by Donovan Bailey, Mark McCoy. There you go.
Yeah.
And that's really, and
fabulous.
Them two especially would know about fitness. They would, yes. So Heather, here we are looking at all this lovely food here.
That's right.
From Diet Delivery Canada. And I want to find out, does a 200-pound man eat the same as a 115-pound woman?
That's a very good question, Randy.
Okay. You haven't obviously seen me eat when I go to the buffet. I don't want to talk about that. Anyway, so.
No, but how the zone actually works is it is considered a lower calorie diet, and that's because you're eating for what your ideal body mass should already be.
Body mass index, right?
Body mass index, that's right, and your ideal body fat. So it's not based on your actual weight, rather your lean body mass. And so for women, that's an average of about 100 to 115 pounds. We just have different amounts on top of that.
Okay.
Which means that typically women eat about 1,200 calories a day. Men eat 1,500 calories a day. And what happens is you're continually burning everything that you're ingesting, and when your body requires further fuel to get you through the day, it draws on what you're storing around your body. So again, you're eating for where you already should be at your ideal weight, and when you require, so you're drawing from internal as well as external calories to get your full daily count.
Yes, and of course, people who actually don't eat well, they store all that extra fat in the adipose tissues in their stomach.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's what they want to try and burn off.
Among other areas, yes, that's right.
That's right, yes. Yeah. So in relation to that, how do people get in touch with, like, what's the process for ordering? Like, do they call Diet Delivery Canada on a daily basis, a weekly basis? How does that work?
You can sign up for a 14-day plan or a 28-day plan, and people take delivery 5, 6, or 7 days a week, anywhere from 2 meals a day to 3 meals and 3 snacks a day. You can order online at www.dietdelivery.ca, or you can give us a call at 416-487-DIET.
Right, and we'll cover that again later as well. Wow, it looks good. So Simon, we're exploring this nutrition and fitness concept as it relates to the total health picture. What other areas does this transform cover?
It covers 3 or 4 other areas. I know that the team also works with a nutritionist,
right?
With a doctor, and they have a food expert there as well, working with her, putting all the different food programs together for the different coaching programs they have. It covers blood analysis, live blood analysis, which is a new
blood cell analysis.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Absolutely, and it's a wonderful technology that's fairly new in Canada. So they cover that as well in their personal coaching programs. One of the most interesting things that I think Transform's been doing, and that's one of the ways that I found out about them, is they're doing corporate training. They're going into big, large corporations, and they're trying to transform the way that employees live their lives through fitness.
Right, because fitness, really, in the burning of stress management, especially negative stressors in a person's life as they build up, really helps to burn that off, and it's all part of the wellness picture.
That's right.
Yeah, it really is. Well, Heather, you've got a website we'd like to look at here, because I want to know more about Diet Delivery Canada. I want to see what your clients, when they go on the website, what they can see and the information that's available. Can we explore that?
Oh, sure.
Okay, that's great.
So I just go through here?
Yeah, there's just a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. I'll move over.
Okay.
Could our producer get that? You got that there? Oh, okay, that's great.
Am I?
Yeah, go on the
this
website.
keyboard?
Yeah.
Or the up here?
Okay. So it's interesting, when you have all these different type of health facilities out there, there's so many to choose from, and there's a lot of nutritional companies out there which offer foods, and there's even stores which offer them. Isn't that right, Heather? Like, you've got Grocery Gateway and a few others. A little plug for them there. But do you have actually chefs on staff who prepare this food?
Oh yes, we've got a team. There's 2 executive chefs, and then there's probably maybe 5 to 7 chefs that work under them with regards to the prep and the presentation and getting all the meals prepared to go out each night. Because we're delivering to about 180 clients on a nightly basis at this point. I've just merged with another company called the Specialty Gourmet.
Specialty Gourmet.
That's right. And in doing so, we now are able to offer different lines of food, including Atkins-based meals, something called Carb Logic, which is somewhere right in between the Atkins and the Zone, and we also have a line based on the Canada's Food Guide.
Yes. And
then something that we're actually working towards now is developing a line that fits strictly in line with the nutrition that Transform promotes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good partnership between Transform and Diet Delivery Canada, right?
Absolutely, and I think Heather even helped put the DVD together for Transform.
That's right, I'm in the background doing the exercises with Mark.
So let's try and punch that website in now and see if we can see if we can find out what's on the Diet Delivery website. And Simon, you're going up to the North Pole, so tell us a little bit about how you're going to do that.
Well,
for your Transform exercise, basically, how are you going to do that?
We're training hard.
You must be, yeah.
Yeah, Chris is my business partner, and we were invited by Raymond Aaron, who's a publisher or one of the producers of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. He's a good friend of ours, and he suggested that we race to the North Pole. Wow. So I said, okay. We're a little out of shape.
So how do you do it? Do you climb, or do you
no,
race
it's a
dog
straight
sled,
walk.
or what do you do?
That's a good question. I mean, we actually we walk. It's a race, but it's a walk because it's a 500-mile race. So 500-kilometer race.
Wow. And
it's about a month.
And you're going to need a lot of chicken soup up there. You're going to need that to stay warm up there. It's going to be really something. Okay, Heather, you got Diet Delivery on here. Let's have a look. So you've got the site there, and they have a mailing list, and I see they also have a newsletter.
Yeah,
Our producer, we got that there.
Yeah.
Okay, so news and reviews. Now that's a feature where people can sign up, and basically they get all the information in a newsletter that comes up to them every month. Gives them tips and ideas, and also a little bit of information about what's available, right?
That's right. Yeah, if you sign up for the newsletter, we send it out monthly, and we actually Transform is often included in the newsletter that we send out, and we promote other small businesses.
There you go. You got the Zone delivery service. Now, in terms of a delivery service, do you cover the entire GTA area?
Yes, we do. We deliver to Toronto residents as well as Mississauga, Oakville, Brampton, Newmarket, Markham, Aurora, King City. Fairly large delivery area.
Okay. Now let's look at the food here again. Here we've got, I can't stop looking at the food. Here we've got some kebabs, okay? And you've got some rice there. Totally compatible for somebody who may have, let's say, a wheat intolerance or gluten or something like that, so they can have the rice.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if there are things that we have a lot of dairy-free people and nut-free people and all that sort of stuff. So we would just tweak the meals a little bit so that they can eat everything that we serve.
Great. Now I see that you're becoming very well known.
Well, I don't know.
Very well known out there. Now you've been an ongoing weekly health and nutrition expert. You've done some work with the Style by Jury, the W Network show. And,
That's right.
And what else?
The Style by Jury is the most recent and ongoing.
Yes.
We've done some work with Breakfast Television and other shows on City Pulse, Perfect Fit with Tanya Rouse.
Yes.
But most recently, or I guess it's still upcoming, there's a book being released, and it encompasses 34 stories of women entrepreneurs, and it just talks about their journeys, and it's called The Courage to Succeed.
The Courage to Succeed, a recipe for successful delivery.
That's actually my story.
That's your
the book
story,
is inspiring stories from enterprising women.
And that's a very good motivator. It's actually a bunch of people networking together, telling their stories, and actually motivating people. And certainly when you have that motivation, satisfaction, it's excellent for natural health and wellness as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Scott, what's next up for you for your transform other than the big trip?
Well, the next step for me, I
called you Scott Simon. Sorry,
I didn't hear
Simon.
that. I didn't hear that. No. Well, Randy, the next step is to keep going. I mean, I just started about 12 weeks ago, so that's why Nikki asked me to come on to share the results that I've gotten.
Okay.
And that's really what inspired me to actually keep going with Nikki, because in the last 12 weeks, I've been able to train my core, not only to have a lot more endurance, but through cardio that we don't actually do on a regular basis. Most people do cardio on a treadmill or on a bike.
Right.
We get a heart rate of 160 to 180 just doing these exercises here. So that's really what's keeping me going, is knowing that I get a full body workout within about 22 minutes a day, 3 times a week. Gets my cardio, gets my core, gets my legs, my upper body, everything. So that's really it. I get a full workout. That's what keeps me going.
Now, is there any resistance training involved? In terms of
there is some resistance training. There's a lot of leg work that can be deemed as resistance, and there is a weight circuit as well. So that you get into,
Okay. Yeah. And how are their clients receptive to the new Transform system?
I think they're fairly well receptive. We've got some really good things happening from the people that I know. I know Nikki's got clients all over Canada, and so does Mark and Donovan. But I've been able to show the system to Raymond Aaron, who's one of our business coaches, and again, we mentioned him earlier. He's basically put his credit card down. He saw what we did, what I was doing. He said, "Look, I want to be part of it." So I know some of my friends have also been fairly receptive to it.
So you have a variety of exercises available. You have the aerobic. Do you have maybe anaerobic, all those things, and jogging and everything else?
It's you know what, Randy? It's all to do with on the spot. You can do all these exercises on a yoga mat.
Just as the book entails.
Just as the book entails.
Yes.
You can do them all in one spot in about 22 minutes, and you do get a lot of aerobic. There's a lot of squats. There's a lot of jumping. A lot of things to get your heart going. So absolutely.
Okay, well, at least you didn't call me George after I called you Scott. That's a good
okay,
thing.
Scott.
Okay, so Heather, well, tell us about this, the Zone Bar. Now, how many flavors does this come in? Because I've tried the chocolate peanut butter one. I know you're laughing. I've tried the chocolate peanut butter one, and I like it, but actually, diabetics could work this into their meal plan as well, right?
Right, but what it was actually recommended, when I have diabetics on the plan, I like to have all their calories come from real food.
Yeah.
So you typically, as a diabetic, should only be eating this before a workout.
Yes, which I do. I go for nice long walks and stuff like that.
I'm glad to hear that, but because I'm not
I take my little dog Daisy for a walk. And
good,
there you
but
go.
because I'm not with my diabetic patients all day long, I don't know that that's what they're going to do. So I would give them 2 evening-style snacks instead. So a diabetic, if you were on the plan, you would have this as your afternoon snack, and there would be a second real food snack as your evening snack.
And when you're talking about various types of food, especially delivery food, I mean, you want to have the most nutritious. Too many people go home. You see these commercials on TV or something, people talking to themselves and they're phoning each other, and they'll go home and say, well, have a nice dinner tonight, and I'll see you at home. And then next thing you know, they see them taking the frozen stuff out of the fridge, and they throw it in the microwave, and they have this packaged. I always joke with everybody, I say, the 4 food groups, boxed, bottled, canned, and jarred. That's what I say, you know? And I was doing a wellness session this morning, and I said to the students, I said, you know, sometimes people now, kids growing up, they think that that the vegetables come in a can in a supermarket. They don't realize it's grown. So eating wholesome is the key, and I see you have a great line of wholesome products here.
That's right. All fresh fruits and all vegetables. It's all about moderation and having everything in the proper nutritional breakdown.
That's terrific.
No reason to cut out a food group completely. It's just about proper portioning.
Yeah, and it's managing the glycemic index.
That's right. That's all it's all about.
Yeah, and getting nutritional quantities, because there's a lot of people out there that eat fast foods, refined foods, saturated fats. Things aren't good for them, and next thing you know, they're not getting that nutritional quantities that they need every day too. Yeah. So what's your diet like, Simon? Tell me, do you eat some of the diet delivery food, or what's?
I've never tried the diet delivery system, Heather.
You haven't? You will. You will after today.
You'll start tomorrow.
Well, I'm actually I asked Heather if I can have this after the show, and she said fine.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. But the diet is something that my personal coach through the Transform system is working on progressively.
And that partnership will be great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It will be. Yeah.
I'm a little resistant to the food. I'm a good eater. I'm not a great eater, but I'm getting there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you both happy now? I think so. Yeah, I'm happy because I can see all this food.
Yeah.
So Diet Delivery Canada, wonderful. Diet Delivery Canada, www.dietdeliverycanada, says dietdelivery.ca, okay. And also transform.com. Okay, so there we go. So everybody can see it, dietdelivery.ca. So everybody can write that at home. And www.transform.com. The perfect merging of nutrition and fitness for the body, for the human being, for the nutritional, for the rest, to keep your wellness up, your immune system up, and that's terrific. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you both. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And in a couple of brief notes here, I had the pleasure of visiting the offices of somebody known as Dr. Spine. He treats all the celebrities from a chiropractic standpoint, and it's unbelievable, the EMG computer work he has and everything. He's with Vita Integrative Health Center at 1560 Yonge Street. So if you have an opportunity, go visit Dr. Spine, and that's Dr. Scott Levine. And also a quick fundraising note for the Colorectal Cancer Association of Canada, Saturday, April 30th from 8 to 10:30 p.m. And that's hosted by, one and only Don Ferguson of Air Farce. And that's known as the Crack a Smile Comedy Night, Saturday, April 30th, and the fundraiser for the Colorectal Cancer of Canada. Website, www.ccac-accc.ca. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Randy Rowett, and we'll see you next time on another edition of Randy's Wellness TV. Take care.